here, so to know a little bit more. Yeah, I can
Let's
start.
start
Maybe
with David.
with David. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, David.
Okay, my name is David Lids. I'm in the United States, Maryland. I'm working on a social enterprise in the housing space in Baltimore, Maryland. The whole idea of it is to distribute equity among tenants, neighborhood residents, and workers in this real estate portfolio we're building. So I think it is a very good fit for crypto governance and finance. But I am new to the space. So the reason I'm here is to learn more about how I can bring my mission into the crypto world.
Very interesting. I've read of several cases of neighborhood and people own houses. There is a commons in Germany that is one of my favorites of living of housing. Syndicat. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will look for it now and share it. Give me a second. And maybe it can give you some inspiration and some ideas. Mietshauser Syndicat. It's a name.
Yeah, share that
You
with
know
me.
it?
I'm because so far I have not found much in social impact housing in the DeFi world, particularly in urban spaces. So that would be I'd be very grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, I put it on the chat of the community hall. Mietshauser Syndicat. And they have a lot of history on that, and they have achieved to be considered like a legal entity. That also they have faced some growth issues, and they decided that they have to federate instead of scaling, instead of growing, they are federating. And it's a very interesting thing because they are leaving the entire post-capitalist or the entire commoning way of living or perspective, and not just being a mask.
Yeah, that really interests me. It touches upon all of the issues that even before I get into the work of finding the technical, building the technical piece of what we want, all of that stuff, including finding the right legal wrap for what we feel like would be a great DAO kind of governance mechanism, wrestling with securities regulation law in the US, and then finally creating some like interoperability. So we want to have a thing that scales, but very locally empowered. So maybe not one entity, but several entities that federate in a way to leverage their combined finances and commitment to mission. Anyway, yeah, I'm really interested.
Yeah, I will share some other resources later, or I can send them through DM. And there is a book that is called Free, Fair, and Alive from David Bollier, and it brings a lot of resources that are very useful. Well, my name is Humberto, and I am based in Mexico currently. Ana and me, here is Ana, she will present herself. We are nomads, and so based on February, we'll start moving south to South America until 4 or 5 years. So we might visit some of you. And well, we are working on Urbánika, which I will talk like this. I will talk about Urbánika in this space, but I will stop here so others can introduce themselves.
Well, I can say just something shortly. uh, Hi, I'm Anna. I'm very glad to be here. Actually, this will be one of the few presentations we are doing about Urbánika in English, so it's very exciting. And yeah, I'm Croatian. I met Humberto, so I learned Spanish. So I guess, David, we can relate with this side of the story. So right now, I'm working on communication for Urbánica, so I'm doing marketing, doing a lot of Twitter spaces and everything related to it. And yeah, just that. So by trade, I'm a marketeer, and it's very exciting to be here. And we'll be in Bogota actually next week, so hopefully we'll meet some of you there as well.
We cannot hear you, my friend. Or I cannot hear you at least.
Okay, does this work now? Okay, awesome. I was messing up with my Discord, definitely. But yeah, so I'm Maffer. I'm one of the gardeners of the Trusted Seed. I will be here hosting this project showcase for you guys with Humberto and Ana from Urbanica. And yeah, glad to be here with you guys because I love them and I love the project. I will pass it to Ivy.
Thanks, Maria. And yeah, I'm Ivy. I'm part of the Trusted team and Common Stack. And this is the first project showcase that I'm joining, to be honestly, and I'm glad to be here. And yeah, I'm excited to hear what you guys will share with our community. And I pass it to you,
Hey, hello everyone. Well, I'm Chinesi. I'm based in Venezuela. I'm also a gardener here, a trusted seed gardener, along with Maria. And well, this is our fourth, I think so, if I'm not mistaken, Maria. uh, Trusted Seed Project Showcase. So welcome everyone. I will pass it to you, um, David.
I think I already went. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that Logonaut is here. I don't know if Logonaut, would you like to participate? It's only a quick introduction of you. And, and yeah, I don't know if you have mic or you like to participate.
He's typing.
Yes, typing. Okay, good. But yeah, I think if okay, no mic, no worries. Uh, You are welcome still. Well, yeah, so then we are ready to start. Welcome and thank you so much for coming to our project showcase. This is a space where we want to highlight all the projects that our members, trusted seed members, are working on outside our server. And yeah, I think to be a trusted seed member, there's something very important for us is that you are creating real value or that you mean value to the space of blockchain. So this time we have some people that are doing an amazing work on creating onboarding in a different way and with a very important premise that is a solar punk feature. And it's a very interactive way to board people to our space. So welcome Humberto and Ana from Urbanica, and the floor is yours to present your project. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation too.
Thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be here, and also happy to see some familiar faces and avatars and well names. I will be very happy to also meet you in person. I know Mafre already, and it was great to meet you in Austria. I'm looking forward to also meet Eunice. And well, thank you for the space. Thank you for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to say that for those people that are not yet trusted seat members and are watching this recording or are part of the presentation, being part of the trusted seat enables you the opportunity to experience some historical moments, as it was on my side, being part of the hatching of the token engineering commons, and well, it enables you as trusted seed to be part of the planning, of the hatching, of the stewardship of this second wave of commons, and this is something very valuable. So if you are thinking on becoming part of the trusted seed and you have the opportunity to contribute to enrich the way of designing, engineering, stewarding, or taking caring of commons, then please apply and come and show us also what you are doing. So I would like to begin with Urbánika. I will present the screen. We'll share the screen. Let me see. Screen one. Do you see the presentation? Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's get this rolling. And well, Urbánika, the first season of Urbánika content creation onboarding is called the Solarpunk Awakening. We are using some technology from Unreal Engine 5, VR and AI to produce this. So just as a note, Web3 with web space 3 means the intersection of blockchain or DLTs, decentralized layer technologies, artificial intelligence, and different realities, augmented reality, mixed reality, virtual reality, and Web3 without the space. This is what the IEEE has defined as terms, is blockchain, because it's like the third layer of the Web3. So it's a bit confusing, but we are a project that is using all the three layers in different aspects, and this is something to just to note. What are we doing? So what is Urbánika? Urbánika is an immersive activism school on post-capitalism and refi, and this is something that we have been evolving because we started as immersive video series because we wanted to showcase through immersive videos how to what is the commons, what is post-capitalism, and the different scenarios of each aspect of it, between making a decision on a capitalist scenario and making a decision on a post-capitalist scenario, and how will that look and impact in your community. However, it was very time and cost consuming, and the impact was not the one that we were aiming for. So it has been experimenting, it has been prototyping and constant feedback from the people, which has been really close to us. There are a focus group here in Chetumal and different people online that has provided this feedback. And well, we have evolved into this new branch, into this new approach, which we'll be talking about in this space. And well, our goal, why are we doing this? We are here to facilitate the emergence of urban commons DAOs and city-wide coordination through cybernetic commoning. And you will say, like, what? What is this? Like, too much words, so let me explain. We are here to facilitate the emergence of urban commons that use DAOs and that connect or coordinate within a city and beyond it to regenerate this city, and using cybernetic tools such as the ones of Common Stack the ones of the token engineering design and perspectives, open source technology, and so on, that facilitates machine and living beings coordination to take care of the urban place as a commons and to also enjoy it in that way instead of looking for exploitation and domination of others. And this is very important because we have this perspective of the commons beyond just the human commons, but we are aiming for this interrelationship that we have forgotten as species. Why are we doing this? Three reasons. And the first one is education is boring. Like we we all have a deficit of attention, and when we have a person talking for half an hour or 1 hour in front of us with some terms or concepts, and then we just lose focus. And this is also because we are not wired to learn this way. The education system was created for the Industrial Revolution to create professionalized workers or specialized workers, and it has not changed since then. But before that, the education was through experiences, through anecdotes, through stories. And so we are returning to that part or to that approach of learning. And the second reason is because education systems are based on TINA. This means there is no alternative. This is something that Margaret Thatcher and one president of the United States were defining as there is no alternative. The neoliberalism is the way forward, and that's what we need to do. But the truth is that TAMA, there are many alternatives, and this is something that we need to acknowledge. Many times I've spoken to people, and they say that capitalism is a natural thing and that hierarchies are a natural thing, and that's nothing more than a lie. That's only because we have been taught so. For example, I didn't know about cooperatives until I read the law, which came to me because someone recommended to me. But in my school and my university, I studied business, and I've never listened or had a class about cooperatives or other kinds of ways of organizing. And this is something that's why we think it's natural the way we are living, but it is not. And third, switching to a regenerative and post-capitalist way of living requires entrepreneurs and policymakers to understand that supporting capitalist endeavors is killing the planet, and that we need to look into different ways of entrepreneurs and of endeavors, into different ways of making difference in our communities, and into different ways of making policies, of creating rules that imply relationships, that imply societal focus, and not just the market and state system. So the solution that we have come up is that we think that if everybody knows that TAMA, if everybody knows that there are more alternatives, then we can connect each other to share these experiences and resources, and then the transition will take place. And we have come up with a two-branch strategy. This is something that I was talking at the beginning of, with this immersive school of activism. And well, the first is the activism school, and the second one is the propaganda creation. For the activism school, the approach is masterclasses and workshops with experienced activists and subject matter professionals on urban commoning and in the use of peer-to-peer based technology. This is, let's say, the videos are about this, recorded videos. This is not the immersive part, but the immersive or the immersion comes with live sessions with the professors and between the registered apprentices, and by having the learning experience gamified through virtual and local challenges. So to turn the lessons into practice. So to turn what, for example, David Boller, which we are working with, whatever concepts he throws to us, we are able to make an impact with those concepts by solving a local challenge, such as creating a commons, like getting together to solve a societal need in our urban community, for example. But we are taking by the hand the apprentices, so that is not just, oh, how do I create an urban commons? Well, that's the outcome of the full course, or this set of master classes and workshops. And well, the second branch is propaganda creation. All media, there is no media that is unbiased. So everything that we see, that we watch, that we read, that we listen, it has some bias. And this bias is a capitalist bias. This bias is getting into our brains for understanding that there are no alternatives, and we need to come up very honest and saying we are creating propaganda. We are creating propaganda for a regenerative and post-capitalist way of living, and we need, in order to give an ontoshift, this means in order to acknowledge that there are more alternatives, we need to recognize that the way we have been living is just a window, and if we do this, we acknowledge it. It's a window. It's not life. It's not natural thing. It's just a window, and then we can look to our sides and see that there are other windows where we can look into. But this is an important thing. We cannot understand the other windows through this window. We need to understand different terminologies, and this is why we have been created these micro video lessons. And you will say, where? Well, they are here in Urbánika. So if you go to the Twitter of Urbánika, X Urbánika, you will find a set of micro video lessons of 1 minute or less, of just simple terms, through a narrative, through a story that teaches us about these different or these alternative ways of thinking that are necessary to create commons. And I will give an example. So before I engaged into Urbánika, I thought that commons were also shared resources, and this is not true. This is what traditional economists have taught us, that shared resources are commons, but commons requires three aspects, which are the resource, a community that protects that resource, and a set of policies to protect and enjoy this resource in order to not diminish it, but to enrich it for future generations. And this is just a basic thing, and other things are, there are some patterns that enable the commons also to survive and to coexist within the system that it's currently happening. So we need to understand this in order to proceed and in order to engage an argument against or with other people. So just about Urbánika, how can you help? We have set up some crowdfunding platforms or campaigns within Giveth, Open Collective, and Gitcoin. And you can also share these episodes. You can engage with the episodes, like watching the episode and reflecting on it, and maybe saying how you can use this, or how does these new perspectives changes your way of thinking, and also by providing feedback on how you think these kind of videos or this kind of information or knowledge can be improved to reach more people. And well, we prepared a presentation that is not just one person speaking, but more with more dynamism, with more action. So let's get hands-on. We have an activity for all of you watching, and well, 3 steps. The first one is watch the mini episodes, and Anna, that is here, she's another co-founder of Urbánika, and she will help us by sending the links of these episodes. As I said, these episodes are 1 minute long. So the first thing is that you need to watch the episodes, and then you will need to fill one quiz that is called the Commons 101. And if you fill it successfully or if you complete it, then you will get an NFT skill badge that you cannot transfer or sell. It's a soul-bound badge to your wallet. And an interesting thing is that if you don't have a wallet, then you can store it on an email and then claim it with a wallet whenever you have it. So, well, let's have 12 minutes for this activity. And if you have any doubt or anything, speak up and we will solve it.
All the links are posted, by the way, in the chat on this live stream, so on the right side.
Yeah, I will try to stream the episodes maybe. That way we can all watch it. And yeah, it's loading now. Again, it's a minute, but we'll be there. We'll be there. Okay, so if anyone has any questions or feedback for Humberto and Urbánika, please, you can open your mic. You can also write on the community chat to open the discussion on the presentation. Share my screen.
Are we waiting for the stream to start here on the shared screen, or are we supposed to go to our own, click on the links ourselves to watch the videos?
Yeah, I am streaming right now. Let me know if you guys can hear everything, and yeah, I will start.
Yeah, mine just says the stream sended cricket noise.
Earth One. Before landing and staying on Earth, I decided
Oh,
to bring
okay,
into
I
the
see it.
Galactic Federation Station
It's me now.
someone who has studied.
Thank you, Muffer.
No worries.
Space journey, Earth One. Before landing and staying on Earth, I decided to bring into the Galactic Federation Station someone who has studied. We cannot hear this for more time than I. This is David Bollier. David, thanks for accepting my invitation.
Thanks for inviting me. This is such an exciting experience. I'd never have imagined going out of Earth or encountering an alien.
You know, this year I became 1,000 human years old, and I still get nervous when approaching a new civilization. So I'm happy that you
Here?
didn't freak out that
Yes, we can hear.
when I contacted you. Space journey. Space journey. Before landing and staying on Earth, I decided to bring into the Galactic Federation Station someone who has studied the human. David, thanks for accepting my invitation.
Thanks for inviting me. This is such an exciting experience. I'd never have imagined going out of Earth or encountering an alien.
You know, this year I became 1,000 human years old, and I still get nervous when approaching a new civilization. So I'm happy happy that you didn't freak out that much when I contacted you. Space Journey, Earth 1.
Okay, first one is done. That is very cool. I want to know how all that production works.
It was a roller coaster.
It looks very cinematographic. Let's see if it loads the
David, how is the price of well-being defined?
Well, economists like to think that prices reflect the actual value of something, and that more market activity and growth maximizes value. But of course, price doesn't begin to capture
on internet. We can do this.
the many priceless social and ecological dimensions of life. For example, the value of healthy families and neighborhoods, or shared traditions, ways of living. Prices also don't reflect collective.
David, how is the price of well-being defined?
Well, economists like to think that prices reflect actual value of something, and more market activity and growth maximizes value. But of course, price doesn't begin to capture the many priceless social and ecological dimensions of life. For example, the value of healthy families and neighborhoods, or shared traditions, ways of living. Prices also don't reflect collective value, such as the importance of clean air and water and a stable atmosphere and climate. Economists like to call these things externalities because they exist outside of markets. But who's taking care of these so-called externalities? Not corporations or markets or the state. They're too busy trying to privatize our shared wealth. They're too busy shifting their costs and risks onto us and to future generations. You could say that capitalist markets are creating more filth than wealth these days. You could also say that urban commons are a way to protect the countless forms of value that are victimized by the market state system. In many places around the world, commoners already manage public spaces and buildings, and regional infrastructures and online information systems.
Oh, interesting. I have a few comments.
You have a few thoughts?
Sorry?
What do you say?
The second one, I really like the concepts of David on value, and yeah, I already have some comments of that.
Great, great.
As I pass the videos, you guys can see them, right?
Yes.
Commons as things that might be.
Hey David, can you explain to me what are the commons?
Sure. While economists generally see commons as things that might be shared, such as oceans, the internet, or outer space, commons are in fact social systems. They're self-organized communities of people who are dedicated to sharing and managing wealth in fair ways, with minimal involvement by the state or market. Commons take countless forms. They can be community parks or land trusts or open source software networks, or farms based on agroecological principles, or groups who share seeds instead of buying seeds. You can see commons that work in local currencies or Wikipedia. You can see them in cooperatives and artist collections. Whatever the commons, it's about care and long-term stewardship of wealth for mutual benefit. But commons aren't just small social projects. They're the gifts of nature, civic infrastructures, cultural works and traditions, and knowledge. Nature, civic infrastructures, cultural works and traditions, and knowledge that all of us have received from previous generations for free. This creates obligations in us to protect the wealth that we inherit or create together. So pass them to our children, improving them and not diminishing them.
David, how were these neighbors able to organize and obtain title to the Mediachi garden?
Oof, great question. The ability to create commons.
David, how were these neighbors able to organize and obtain title to the Mediachi garden?
Oof, great question. The ability to create commons often hinges on property ownership. And in this case, the land that is now Nidiachi Garden passed through all sorts of ownership regimes. It originally belonged to a widow who in the year 1270 donated it to a convent of nuns. It was later expropriated by Napoleon, who sold it to a private individual. Then at the beginning of the 20th century, it was sold to two people, one of whom rented it to the town hall to build a school, and then it became part of the Red Cross.
Wow, so many owners. And it's funny how it goes from private to public land many times.
Wait, there's more. This citizen donated it to a trust so that it could be used for the benefit of children. But when the city council later got its hands on it, it sold.
I think we can stop here and fill the quiz.
Yeah.
This should be something that each of you needs to do individually. And then you can tell us how do you feel about it.
So I couldn't hear after the video what's the next step.
If you're watching the videos, you have the 101 quiz that it's on the chat, community hall chat. You just need to fill it. It will take you 3 minutes or less to fill it,
Good.
and it will grant you an NFT.
Yay. Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, as everyone is filling the quiz, I will add. I will start with some questions for you guys.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So the first thing is that you guys really talked with David. It's not a.
Yes,
It's not a David from space.
yes. No, this was like a continuous conversation for the scripting because the scripts were very long, and then we make them like short enough to fit into 1 minute videos. The original idea was to put them on TikTok, but then like we were spreading too much our communication efforts, so we decided to have them only on Twitter. And yes, we have been working actively with David Vollier on the creation of these uh, videos. Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I think David is a mastermind, and is a what we call a real value for the commons. And it's great that you guys are kind of immortalizing, which is kind of the goal of the project, is like immortalize all the knowledge. First of all, through the videos to onboard, but also record all this happening with Web3 as an alternative to the uh, messy post-capitalist world that we have right now. And that is so cool that you guys got to talk to him and create this. And how, like, what is the roadmap, like the summary of a roadmap to create these episodes? Um, Looks like a lot of work. And I think you hinted that it's a roller coaster, but it's like how do you guys, what is the process to making all this?
Yes, it is very complex. Also because we are not video product producers. So we started this because we thought, as you were saying, that there needs to be a more engaging way of communicating stuff to onboard people, so that it becomes more interesting. And well, the process is first extracting from the book, which is our base. Free, Fair, and Alive is the book that we're taking as base of knowledge. Extracting key points. We have an instructional designer, which is also a co-founder, and his name is Rodolfo. And he extracts the points from his professional perspective of instructional designer into key points. And then these key points are scripted as some scripts. I don't know another way of saying it. Like they're scripted into a narrative, and then we present it to all the team involved in this specific project, which is the propaganda creation. And then we improve the scripting. In this case, David, Rodo, Anna, and me are the ones that are checking the scripts and checking the wording, and also that we might think that some words will send a better message, but then they are, we need to be careful of the wording that we use so that we don't confuse people and so on. So this takes a while on the scripting part. And then once scripted, we prepare a storyboard so that how it will be seen, where are they going to be the cameras, and so on. And well, fortunately, we have the scenario, which was contributed by Ruslan, which is a 3D designer specialized on hyperrealism. He also provided us a hyperrealistic town, which we will continue the narratives there with the houses and parks and cars and so on. And well, he provided these scenarios, and then we get into Unreal Engine to make the virtual production of well, creating the avatars. That's like one stream of the project, and then putting also the props such as the glasses and the clothes and so on, and then putting them into the scenario, creating the cameras, following the storyboard so that the cameras are put in different angles and then moving them. And well, this takes weeks to produce. And once we have the avatars, we have the scenario, we have the cameras, we are reutilizing them. So you will see that or you have seen that these episodes are basically the same on the camera panning, on the camera moving, but then we are changing the last episode that went out yesterday or the day before yesterday, comes with a different cameras and a different place on the scenario so that people do not get bored by the same way of showing. And yes, well, it then once it's created, then we record it, and then we post produce it with some video stocks so that they facilitate the understanding of the information, and that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's kind of sounds kind of easy to summarize it in 1 minute, but I bet it is a lot of effort and it can be stressful, mainly because of the technology that is implemented. And of course, I think scripting and communicating a message, especially something like something like Web3 blockchain, something that is innovative, something is first. It is coming to be defined for the first time in this last decade. Let's say like that. It is important to be very spot on and very clear for people to understand. Yeah, it's uh, for us that we work on this side of blockchain. It is difficult to explain that we are not working with Bitcoin trading. We are actually trying to create impact and change and and work with communities and all this stuff. Um, so it is a work that is not easy to carry. And kudos and praise to you guys for taking the bullet on communicating what the future looks like. Yeah, I don't know if anyone has already finished the quiz. If so, please.
I'm finished.
What do you think
Okay.
about it?
Did you
About my
did you pass?
Yay!
I
Nice.
noticed
I noticed
that you mentioned
that you
comes
mentioned
back there.
the
Like
back there comes back in that.
almost the last one. Yeah. So thank you.
It's part of what we are teaching. So these mini episodes are more about terms, but the activism school covers the common stack and some open source tools so that the commoners can engage and facilitate their coordination. So thanks to the common stack and block science and the token engineering
Yeah.
commons and the token engineering academy for being working on this.
Of course, of course. Well, I love it. I love it. I think you're doing a great job here. I mean, the animation, the storyboard, everything is right in the place, and of course, will help us shape more what common scenes, what and how people can get involved in the process. So, more than having like questions or anything, just I want to congrats your job
Thank you.
and the job of everyone that is involved in the project.
Yep.
I don't know
Thank you.
if anyone else has questions or comments on this project.
Yeah, if you guys can, I don't know if it is something that you can, but if you can share your NFT and the feedback on Urbánika on Twitter, I know it will help them to take their message across our universe. um,
Actually, I have a question. How how can others help Urbanica to grow? I mean, besides participating in this kind of sorry, I having difficulties to speak. um, sorry, they have beyond sharing the NFTs, as Maria said, or participating in these kind of short courses. What else can people do to help Urbanica to grow?
Yes, do you hear me? So this opens up also the presentation again, which is the last part. And this there we have two economic models. And so how can you help? Well, you people, everyone will help us by taking the courses, because then our aim is that we change our mindset, and that is why we are doing this. And well, we have these two economic models, and the first one is free for all, so free to access content. The mini episodes are one thing, but then also the activism school is another thing, and everything will be or is being developed in free to access and in Creative Commons. Um, how else is by engaging with this and reflecting, taking the episodes and saying like, how can this be used now, or how can this how have this changed your way of thinking, of looking at things. And this helps a lot. And then another other ways is how we said before, like supporting us on Giveth, on Open Collective, or on Gitcoin helps a lot, because we do not have a currently we are not receiving any way of income from this. We are just producing them, and we have been sustaining us from the contributions that the people have contributed, that have donated to us through Giveth and Gitcoin mainly, and then our own budgets. This is how it has been done. And then we have an economic model for bringing income to us, and so to sustain our efforts. And this is we're basing on gift economy. And the courses that are free to access on of the activism school will have some special benefits for those contributing to us. And this will be 6 special perks that is attached to educational material, virtual and local challenges. This is the gamification that I talked before, the live sessions with the professors, chat and voice channels that are token gated within Common Ground, which is a partner of us, but it's an alternative, a Web3 alternative of Discord, and medals and rewards for completing the challenges, such as the one that you got, and a graduation certificate. So we are building a community of people that are passing or that are learning this, so that they can share resources, experiences, and these people that are in this community are the ones that are contributing to us, and this is a way of supporting us. And we will be very grateful if you could contribute or donate us on Giveth or on Gitcoin. And once that we have the activism school ready, which we think we aim for November, which is just on the corner, we will be happy if you could also take the course and become a registered apprentice. Yeah, that's it. I know we are out of time, but I have let's say you can do this activity later. We have another activity, which is follow Urbánika on Twitter and tweet about the potential that you, as a trusted seed member, see on facilitating the emergence of urban commons worldwide, and tagging the trusted seed and Urbánika on it. And this is also a way of contributing to us and sharing the word. And if you send us your wallet address via Discord or Twitter, then we will send you this pop-up, because we created a pop for this call. And so, but you need to tweet and tag Trusted Seat and Urbánica, and then you'll get pop. Pops.
We love POAPs. Thank you.
We all love powers. Thank you so much, Humberto and Anna, for sharing with us your project. I think it is like super important for us. I think one of the challenges that we have in Web3, it is the onboarding. I think we talked about it in Austria for the on conference and at the Crypto Commons Hub, and it is very difficult to onboard people. It's very difficult to say, oh, we are lacking diversity and inclusion and all this stuff if we don't make onboarding accessible, and if documentation is not done properly to to learn and foster a healthy environment for people to come and learn and build eventually. And you guys are enabling the space to do that through Urbánika. So thank you so much for being part of the Trusted Seat. Thank you so much for presenting and sharing everything you guys do. And I hope that everything is successful in your journey. Also, see you in DEF CON. I'm very, very excited to see you guys there and give you a hug. And of course, hopefully, we get a lot of alliances and cool stuff to bring after DEF CON. Thank you so much for everyone who joined, and see you next time.
Thank you for the opportunity. See you all.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Mafe, for the invitation. Have a nice one.